Imagine a massive, stationary piece of industrial machinery just sitting on a factory floor. I mean, it's completely useless until you generate enough force to overcome its static inertia. So welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at notes from TD0037 technical discussions to show you how high-stakes consultants use, well, that exact same physics to move projects.
Yeah, they hide it inside everyday phrases. Because in high-stress environments, abstract corporate jargon actually increases cognitive load.
Right, it just bogs you down.
Exactly. So seasoned professionals bypass the analytical brain entirely. They anchor concepts to physical realities to trigger immediate action. It's a technique a lot of people call the master's method.
And that makes total sense when you're staring at that frozen machine or, a stalled project. Consultants aren't going to say, initiating protocol.
No, never. They talk about physical momentum.
Right. Like, if you need a lead for a new gearbox prototype, you assign one today to get the ball rolling. You were literally, applying that first heavy push.
Yeah, it's all about overcoming that initial static inertia. But the thing is, once you actually have that movement, the challenge shifts instantly.
To keeping it going, right?
Exactly. You need to sustain it. And that's where you need the team to pitch in.
Oh, I really love the imagery for that one.
Yeah, visualizing that means everyone is tossing their effort into a single shared bucket. Like, say you need to finish an assembly before tomorrow's shipment leaves. Everyone pitches in.
So it's like a complete shift in the type of energy. I mean,
Uh-huh.
getting the ball rolling is that massive burst of torque you need just to see the heavy engine.
Right.
But pitching in is more like the steady, continuous electrical current that keeps the whole thing running. It sort of removes the individual ego.
It really does. You move straight from the individual pushing to the collective sustaining of the system.
Well, but no matter how steady that current is, the initial plan basically never survives contact with reality.
Oh, never. You always have to adapt.
Right, so if you're tweaking software torque parameters,
Yes.
you don't just shut down the whole operation. You adjust on the fly.
Which is just necessary agility, right? Making adjustments mid-flight to a live system is what keeps production moving.
Wait, hold on, though.
Mm.
Isn't making complex software adjustments on the fly basically building the airplane while you're currently flying it?
It sounds like it, yeah.
Because that sounds incredibly reckless for a high-stakes engineering environment.
Well, it would be reckless if that was the only tool they used, but that's exactly why consultants actively hunt for the no-brainer.
Oh, interesting. We all use that phrase super casually.
Right. But in technical settings, it's an actual strategic tool.
So it's almost like a cognitive triage system then.
That is a great way to put it. You rapidly identify the obvious, low-risk choices.
Like switching to a more durable, low-cost seal or something like that.
Exactly. By automating those easy decisions, you conserve your mental bandwidth for when a real crisis hits. You need that extra RAM left over to safely handle those complex, on-the-fly software adjustments.
That makes so much sense. You automate the obvious stuff so you actually have the capacity to focus on the critical issues.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But even with all that mental bandwidth freed up, you still need a way to ensure those quick adjustments don't, accidentally derail the whole project.
Right. Which brings us to the ultimate grounding technique, which is seeing the big picture.
Yeah, because in engineering, it's incredibly easy to get entirely lost in the intricate CAD data.
Oh, for sure. You're just staring at millimeters and tolerances, and
Yeah.
you completely forget how those tiny details actually impact the entire production line.
You miss the forest for the trees.
Yeah. It's like painting a highly detailed tree, but then realizing you've ruined the whole landscape.
And that's why stepping back to look at the entire painting isn't just motivational fluff.
Right.
It's an active mental reset. You have to ensure your minute daily tasks stay strictly aligned with the end goal.
So for you listening, upgrading your professional communication really isn't about memorizing dictionary definitions or reciting dry corporate jargon.
No, it's about wielding the strategic utility behind these everyday phrases.
Exactly. Anchoring your team to physical realities like pushing heavy balls, throwing effort in a bucket, adjusting mid-flight. I mean, it clarifies intent and drives real action.
When you understand the vivid mechanics behind the words, your communication actually cuts through the noise. It becomes a really powerful tool for leadership.
Absolutely. But I do want to leave you with a slightly provocative thought to chew on before we wrap up.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it.
If every single person in a meeting is exclusively trying to step back and see the big picture who is actually left on the ground to get the ball rolling on the essential detail.
Wow, yeah, someone still has to overcome that static inertia.